Hey guys, thanks for checking out the SupChef podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by SnipFeed. SnipFeed is this awesome site that allows creators to monetize their content. So it's awesome. I suggest that any food TikToker or health and wellness, I mean anyone that creates content, content takes a lot of time. It costs a lot of money. I mean, the stuff doesn't come free. So if you're a creator, go check out SnipFeed. I'm going to put Justin, who's my guy over there, I'm going to put his email in the description. Just let him know that SupChef sent you or you're coming from the podcast. These guys are incredible, and you can do classes, you can set up Q&As and stuff like that, and it gives you the ability to connect with your fans and allows them to support your content. You can put recipes on there, you can put dance tutorials, workout routines, stuff like that. But if you're a food creator, this is where you got to go. This is the next step. They also have this link aggregation system that's beautiful. It's so much better than the alternative, and Justin, who's my guy over there, will totally hook you up. So go over to SnipFeed. We're gonna put the link in the description of the podcast. It's an amazing site. Get over there and get your content monetized. Episode 8 of the SupChef podcast is with Sonny Hurrell. This dude is just a class act. I love this guy. Was a professional chef, and now he's a content creator and one of my favorite TikTokers. When we started the podcast, I was like, I gotta get Sonny on. I gotta get That Dude Can Cook on. He's just an awesome dude. We had a lot of fun. We talked a lot about just TikTok and content creation and all the good stuff, and we had a couple of laughs. We talked a lot about Buffalo and New York. So, but I'll let you guys check it out. This is episode 8. That Dude Can Cook. Dude, thanks for joining us, man.
Heyo, happy to be here, Alex.
Well, it's man. I mean, I was like, when I was starting to do this, I was like, this is one of the guys I gotta get on here because we talked on the phone a couple times, and you're just like a nice, very nice, genuine person. But I think you have like an interesting story because there's not any. I don't want to say this to offend anybody else, but you can easily make a TikTok account and make food at home, right? But like, the mindset of a professional chef turning into like a TikToker, I think, is really interesting because there's a couple of us now for sure, but it doesn't. I don't know.
Couple of us.
Well, there's a lot.
So
now.
Many, right? It's amazing. Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
Every day there's new ones.
Every day, yeah.
It's amazing.
It blows my mind.
But I love TikTok. It's like for me it's given me this different mindset, is like just how to be a more positive and try to help support people instead of being like so competitive towards people.
Totally.
What I mean?
Yeah. TikTok, like there's nothing like the food community on TikTok and the way we all support each other. It's like, it's so heartwarming, and it's just, I mean, we're like, that's one of the strongest like communities on the internet. Like food TikTok is just like unreal.
I know it's awesome. Like we're all rooting for each other, and that's what I think is so like important. Because like we were talking before about like the Joe Rogan podcast, and it reminds me a lot of that, like of how like I know you're a fan of it, but sometimes like Theo Von will go on there, and like all these like really hilarious comedians or fighters or whatever, and they all are like, yeah, go check out my podcast, and then it's like they're not like competing for like views or attention. They're like supporting each other, and because of that, I think it's just a better experience for everybody. And then we go on each other's podcasts and stuff like that. People like that kind of stuff,
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, there's so much prosperity to go around, like I don't know, people don't really grasp that. It's just everybody can get some, especially right, these days, where it's anybody can start a podcast or just like pick up their phone and start sharing their message, whatever it is, food or fitness or,
yeah.
And boom, you can change your life like with your phone in your pocket. That's nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't have all this equipment. Like I started with an iPhone 8. I didn't have a microphone, lights, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just share what you can.
Right. When did you start TikTok?
So like last August, I was posting on TikTok, but it was like I was just repurposing YouTube content.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like native to TikTok. And then one night I think I made some like potatoes. That was one of the first things that blew up, and then a chicken. And I started doing that in February is when I really started taking it seriously of this year.
Yeah.
And I was like, once I saw those views rolling in, I was like, wow, I'd been on YouTube for a year. I had like 2,000 subscribers. It was crickets. And so I saw like the organic reach, and I just like, okay, boom, go. And then I'm just coming out of like an 8-month TikTok binge right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm just starting to come down from like everything that's happened. It's like, just been this one long push. It's been crazy.
Well, what do you mean you're coming down?
Well, I blew up, like just went really, and went from like pretty much unrecognized to like so much crazy stuff happening within like basically a couple of months.
Right.
And then that steak video just sent me somehow from like 800K to 3 million, like basically one video.
Yeah. It was a steak, or was it the ramen? I thought the ramen one was big.
I mean, the steak is the one that went the biggest.
Okay.
I got like 34 million views, and then I reposted it to clean up another 20 million views on the reposts.
Wow.
And like,
that's amazing.
So crazy.
I know. And that's and we've talked about this a million times, but like the TikTok is the only app that allows that without having that giant platform already. Like, I mean, I've seen sometimes where people make a video that goes extremely viral on Facebook, but it's usually unrecognizable, and it's, nobody goes and follows that person or whatever. So this is totally the best app that I've been on in like so many years.
Oh, it's still the best, man, the organic reach. And it's going to get harder and harder, and it's going to become more like other platforms in the next, few years. So it's like, now is kind of the time to get in there, get big, and then all these brands are going to come rushing in the next, 6 months, year, whatever it is, and they're going to start spending those big bucks. So it's like just putting yourself in that place where you're like big enough just to be like, some brands are like, okay, like they're going to pay you some money.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, I never thought like celebrity chef was ever like really in the cards for me. I mean, it's never what I guess I thought that would be really cool and interesting, but I kind of thought it was unobtainable. But just hearing what you said about going to LA, and you said you got like recognized at restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That was wild, man. Yeah. Like the chefs were like, hey, you that dude that can cook. And then there was like a piece of glass between us and like the other two people sitting there, for the COVID.
Yeah.
Like I hear like a tap on the glass. And I look over, this lady's like tapping. And she's like, are you the guy that does the let's go? And then we were all like, I love you, and filming it.
That's awesome.
Taking pictures. It was just a magical experience. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's so amazing that very, very small amount of people on this planet get that. You know what I mean? And it's like,
wild.
I'm sure I know that you're the type of dude that doesn't take it for granted, like just because it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's like that energy exchange. Like it means as much to me as it does to them. You know what I mean? Like that whole thing. So it's just everybody's happy.
Sweet. I mean, what are you? I know you're really into content creation. You've been doing YouTube, and then kind of moved towards TikTok. I know you still do YouTube though, right? Full videos and tutorials and such.
I'm on a little bit of a YouTube curse right now, man. I have no reason not to be posting videos there, but I just haven't posted in like 5 months because I just hit TikTok hard and nobody take my advice. You should be posting on YouTube like once a week, preferably twice a week. And I'm going to get back on that rhythm coming up like this month. But
really,
I need to hit it hard again. Yeah, because YouTube is awesome, man. Like it's the long game, but like it really pays off.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's fun. I think I spend the most time on TikTok, but I probably enjoy watching like YouTube videos the most.
Yeah.
So,
YouTube is amazing. Like this. Yeah. YouTube's great. Like I definitely want to like get a big YouTube channel too. That was always that was my first goal, before I even thought about doing TikTok. I was resistant to TikTok. I was like, what? Same thing, like kids dancing. I'm not going to go over there. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
I know.
once you get over that.
Absolutely. And I've told this story a bunch that I was embarrassed. Like I was totally embarrassed that, people laughed at me. I had a TikTok before it was TikTok, and I didn't make any videos or anything, but I saw they were super aggressive about how they marketed on like Facebook and stuff, and I would see like videos or whatever, and I just decided to download Musical.ly, And I would never have told anybody that I had a Musical.ly. I mean, like, and a lot of it was just to watch cringe or whatever. And then I think, like I said, I don't know. I seen somebody, a minor celebrity making TikToks. I was like, all right, let me just throw a pizza up there. You know, I didn't get that, and I never got that instant blow up either. I was talking to Peter's Pasta. He said that his first video was like 2 million. I was like, that's crazy.
His first video he ever posted?
I think so.
Wow. Wow, man. It's so great to see that guy blow up, man.
I
He's
love
just there
him.
grinding every day, making the pasta, and it's like, you knew it was going to happen, and then boom, it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's a struggle sometimes, like when you content create, and a lot of people don't understand that it's a lot of work. It's a tremendous amount of work, and when you don't get that pop, sometimes it's like demoralizing, you know? Like, not that you want to throw in the towel,
sure, man.
but like, you're just like, especially
it's motivation, right? Like, yeah. Like I had like before my steak video took off, my account was like pretty stagnant. I was getting like 1,000 followers a day or something, a little more than that, which like for me was like, it was like pretty much like looked dead,
Yeah.
And then boom. And then like 2 days later, that day, I gained like 380,000 followers in one day when that first steak video took off. That's so insane, man. It's so crazy.
That's crazy. It's and I have this. I have to think about this a lot because like something you just said kind of like triggered with me is like I was only gaining like 1,000 followers a day, and I had this conversation with my friend who's he's a chef, and he like does like content creation, but he never got involved with TikTok. And he was like, dude, do you know how hard it is to get 1,000 followers a day? He's like,
right.
It's just for me, like I get so comfortable with like my day that like I lose perspective on like last month. And it's just probably because TikTok's been so crazy and so fast, and you get these like 2 million, 3 million, views, and you have like 100,000 followers in like a week. That's something that's happened to me where it's like, that's crazy, and it's interesting.
Up and down, right?
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, yeah, it's like the same for me. It's like, it's up and down, up and down, up and down. Like, I wish I could have more like consistent views on videos. Like you look at like Nick Giovanni, you know what I mean? Like you're just like, what? How is this possible, man? And I think like he's so consistent. Like the lighting is so good, and like he's just like usually cooking seafood, and like I don't know, like he's figured something out, man. That kid is smart.
It's funny you say that, man, because I just said on the last podcast, like I got to figure out a way on my podcast to stop talking about him because it's 3 in a row where I've talked about him.
No.
But listen,
well, he's super hot right now. He's so hot right now.
Yeah, I know, man. He's huge. He's so good. But on the first, I was talking to the Golden Balance, which everybody loves him. But I was talking to the Golden Balance about how I was like jealous of that dude because he came on and he's just like handsome. He's throwing knives around. He's like cooking. He's really good at cooking. You can tell like there's some really talent. Like there's a ton of talent or maybe development there or whatever. And he's just crushing. And he's been on TikTok for like 2 months or something. And he's just like crushing.
Yeah.
But no, I want him to be even more successful. I'm just like that guy, man. He's just like, I can't go on TikTok and not see him. And, it's like, it's just funny, man.
It's just like, I've been thinking about this a lot lately too. It's just about like keeping that momentum. Like when you have a video that goes viral, like you got to think like 100 times over about the next video you post.
I know.
It's got to be so carefully thought out because that's what he's doing. He's like, boom, momentum, like, A5 Wagyu sea urchin. He's not just like throwing in some like, like he's roasted cauliflower in there. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's not going to put a roasted cauliflower in there, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be something crazy.
Yeah. I think he's successful for that. I think it's tough, man, because every time I've gotten like methodical and tried to develop and plan TikTok, it's like worse for me. If I'm like, okay, I need to really throw a huge amount of time and energy and interesting ingredients and make this more visually, compelling, and then it'll like totally flop, and then I'll be like, the next day I'll just be like, I'm just making a pizza. I'll just make it, and then it just does well. So it's just odd. It's hard to know when you're going to be successful and when you're not. And every creator I've ever talked to has said the same thing, where it's like, I have no idea how to make this work. It's just
the algorithm, man. It's a mystery. But it's like, in your case, like like TikTok algorithm knows you a lot for the pizza subs.
Yeah.
So like when you're talking about pizza, when you're cooking pizza, the algorithm's like, oh yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's like it's recognizing you for that. Yeah.
Right. And
I don't know. I don't know if I understand the algorithm at all, but you know what I mean?
No,
like we all have
I
our
give up
crazy
on
theories.
it. I don't have no idea because, but it has opened my eyes too, like to be very, because I've always been very, very, maybe even too much like self-critical, but I always wanted to be kind of in this like entertainment field, I guess. Like I always thought that this was like, usually in a room of people, I usually am like, have it trying to have fun, and that's just always been my thing. And then I'll try to make like funny TikToks and they just do so poor. And I was telling the Golden Balances that I was like, maybe I'm not funny. It's funny, man. It's just you kind of get like, it really opens your eyes to a different reality.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. I'm with you.
So you were in
drinks.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. What was
iced coffee?
What'd you eat in LA? Anything cool?
Oh yeah, man. I ate like a king because like I'm in a mountain town. I don't know if you know anything about like Colorado mountain towns, but like they have notoriously bad food. Like the standards just drop when you get up into the mountains. So if I'm going to LA, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna like eat as much good food as I can while I'm here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that sushi bar, like I made a post where
I saw the TikTok.
That food was incredible. I love eating that kind of like Japanese style nigiri where it's just like piece of fish, rice, and they're just cooking it all in front of you. It's like really theatrical, super fun to watch.
Yeah.
My favorite.
That's a whole other ball game than eating in a diner, right? In the mountain in Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even like In-N-Out Burger, man, it's like, I don't know if you had it when you were there or whatever, but like...
Oh, what? It was my first stop, man. I made like the first thing I do when I go to California. Yeah. First thing I do, I rent the car, I drive straight to In-N-Out. Double animal style.
There you go.
Pound it down.
That's it, man. Where are you from originally?
Originally from England. I was born in England.
Really?
And I lived like from England. And I grew up I grew up in Australia, and I left Australia when I was like 7. Then I moved to Colorado.
Oh, okay.
And then California, and then I moved back to England, then to Holland, and then back to England, and then back here. So like,
okay,
yeah, I've done this big loop.
Was that with like parents or?
Yeah, I had parents, not like military. Like a lot of it was like my mom for school. Like my mom was a teacher, a Waldorf teacher, so she would like teach in the Waldorf schools and get us free curriculum.
Okay.
Because like Waldorf schools are pretty expensive. They're not like public schools.
Sure, that's so interesting. So so really only like half your life really has been like in the States.
Yeah,
or
like
maybe a little more than that now
since I've been back. But yeah, like I've spent like, well, let's see, like 12 years out of the States. I'm 32, so like a third ish.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know. But are your parents from England or?
So my dad is English. Yeah, dad's British. My mom's American.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. See, that's the thing about TikTok is like you would never know. You know what I mean? That's why I love doing this. It's just like you would never know that. And El Dente Diva, like she was on last week, and I love her. And she was like talking about how her she was like half Italian, half Russian, and I was like, I would have never thought that. You know what I mean? I always thought she was like this just Italian, this woman from New York.
She's a Ritalian.
Huh? I'll text her that after this. No,
that's cool. No, I
awesome.
had no idea. See, that's why I want to listen to your podcast too, because like I would never have known that, you know.
Yeah, man, the podcast is fun. Like we've been having a blast with it, and I love talking to just people, just getting to know them on this like regular basis, and like after a couple minutes, like I for me now, like I forget sometimes that we're recording. I'm just like talking. It's been fun. Yeah. It's been fun to get like deep into this process.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. I'm so excited for your podcast and you, and like just can't wait to see where it goes. Keep listening.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Are you gonna be? What's up with you? I mean, are you gonna cook anymore, or what? How does this work? Where does this go from here? Like, I mean,
like, am I gonna cook like in restaurants? Is that what you mean?
You think like you have a restaurant in your future?
Maybe like if there comes a time where like I have enough money where it doesn't matter if a restaurant fails, and I just want to do it for fun, that's when I would do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but man, I was a line cook for 15 years. A dozen restaurants all around the world. Like, I couldn't keep up with that forever, so I started private cooking like
Right.
2 years before the pandemic, doing that in Aspen. Yeah, like I just want to like focusing on the social media is just like, it's what I love most, and just makes the most sense for me financially. And like people ask me to do private dinners all the time, but I'm like, I just don't have a motivation to do it. I don't know. I don't want to unless it's like somebody really cool, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I were to go and cook with some friends, or like cook for like freaking
LeBron James or something cool.
Jason Derulo.
Oh,
like,
yeah, there you go.
Mike, Just Myco on TikTok.
Who?
The Just Myco. He's like tied in. He's like a top 10 guy. He's got like 42 million followers.
Okay.
He's always with that little kid doing the dances with Jason Derulo. He's that little kid with the beanie on.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure if you see him, you'll know him.
For sure.
He asked me to come cook on his YouTube channel with him.
Really?
And so I went to LA. I collabed with Nicole the Nomad. She's awesome. That was super fun.
She's awesome.
Then, she's really cool. We planned it all out, and then he kind of bailed. But he's 20 years old, and he's like on top of the world. You know what I mean? I can't imagine what his life is like, but we were close.
I'll tell you what. Like, I'm very happy that I'm in the position. Like, I'm in the seat of the car I'm in now. Because if I would have been cooking on TikTok, and I would have, had the same like levels of success that I have now when I was 19 or 20, because I was cooking then. I'm not sure. I mean, of course I would have wanted it, but I'm not sure what it would have done to me. I know, man. I just was never really too in control of myself until I was an adult. So.
Yeah, me too, man. I definitely would have died for sure. For sure.
Died?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Car crashed. Yeah. Overdose. I don't know.
Something.
Definitely. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
That's
Myco seems like he can handle it though. He's
I'm not.
Like, some people can, but like I can't imagine though. Like being 20 and having 42 million. You know what I mean?
Who seems like legit is David Dobrik. Like, he seems like he's got.
Yeah.
Seems like he's got it together, but he kind of had a slow drip. Like with Vine, he was a big Viner, and then him and like Liza, like, I don't know, a lot of people know their story, whatever. I don't have to tell their story, but like he kind of had that like slow drip where he like gained. It's not like all at once, like where TikTok could have been.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. I think it's just interesting to see what happens to kids,
Yeah, man. I mean, like,
great.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, he seems like a really genuine, kind of cool person, just having fun. Like he can't believe all the shit that's going down all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's still in that appreciative, like, wow, I can't believe like this is my job. He doesn't seem like he takes it for granted.
No, he's great about that. Like, he's like the most genuine person. Like, he just seems like he's your buddy. You know what I mean? It just happened to him. And he's just like living in the moment of it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, man.
Like, he busts out with that Iron Man suit. Like,
yeah.
It's just crazy. Like, he's just wild. I don't know. I probably would have
He's like, whoever says money can't buy happiness hasn't got one of these or whatever. Or something about the Iron Man. It's like wild. The kid's dream, man, with the face, like, moving face.
That's exactly it. He's like living like his dream. And I think, like, and I've been thinking about that a lot lately, is like, what do you like when you're a kid? Like, you think about like when you're like wanting to become a chef. Probably most people that do that like are kind of like young teens, like kids. So I was like, man, what do I want to get out of this? You know what I mean? And like, until TikTok, it was like totally skewed. Like I wanted to be, a chef, and I wanted to do like cookbooks, and I wanted to do like touring and cooking with people and meeting people and having like this like big thing, not just like working in like a restaurant or working in a resort, like getting crushed every day, but like deep into my deep, like, now that
I know how it is.
Exactly, right? And then it was like, you kind of lose, like, that seems like such a far-fetched thing, like almost like it's not a reality. And then like TikTok kind of like happened, and I didn't get huge right away, but like it just changed my mentality to where like things are possible, and you just kind of have to like make it happen a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It all starts with like literally just like believing that it is possible. You know what I mean? Like it is. Like pretty much anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can do it. You know what I mean? It's just like when is it gonna happen? I don't know. It's like it can happen fast, it can happen slow, but like if you want something and you keep going after it, like you generally will get it. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't really talk about this too much, but 2019 was like real tough for me, and I read a self help book, and I and obviously 2020's been crazy, right? Like in terms of like the world and geopolitically and
Oh
environmentally, it's
yeah.
been like a nightmare, right? And I read this book, and like 2020 has been like the best year of my life. So it's just
Yeah,
bizarre, you know
man.
what I mean? Like it's bizarre, like how your mentality can switch the perspective on your reality. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. It's like I feel like a new person like every other day, you know what I mean? Like same like 2019, man, I was running this business where I would drop off organic meals to like 20 different families in Aspen, and I
Yeah.
had snapped the crap out of my wrist in a snowboarding accident, like really like exploded every single bone and tendon in my wrist, and like my wrist was pinned like metal pinned so I couldn't rotate my arm, and I was trying to run a business that was failing, and I'm like I have one hand and like I'm losing clients because I can't get the food, and it was like yeah, it was just also just a crappy year. Couldn't do a lot of that due to the injury. It was really bad.
Sure, sure. And
And as a
that's
chef and a drummer and like my wrists, I'm like shit. I'm right-handed. Like it was
yeah.
nasty. Yeah.
Maybe you got to stop slapping a table.
Man, no, it's stronger
You're a
than ever now,
Oh,
man. I
okay.
got like what they put in professional hockey players in here. Just like
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, it's
So you
nice
got like
and
an
robotic.
Iron Man hands.
Yeah, Iron
Sweet.
Man fist, man.
All right, that's good. That's good. So you can slap a
Yeah.
table, beat your fridge up if you want, whatever you want
People
to
really think I'm gonna hurt myself all the time. People are actually concerned about like,
do.
because I'm pretty aggressive, man. That's
Yeah.
how it is. You know what I mean? But like, I'm not. I'm fine. Sometimes I hurt my hips because when I do that lean, it's like my
Yeah.
hips hit the other counter. That's what hurts. People don't even know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Now you know all behind the scenes here. No, but I wanted to ask you about this because this is interesting to me. Now I know being a chef, Gordon Ramsay's is like the pinnacle of what we do. Now,
Yes. Oh, Gordon Ramsay. I have my shrine over there. Yeah.
no, I don't have a shrine, but no, he was massive to
No, of
me.
course, man. He's the best. Of course, yes.
When I saw the Gordon Ramsay trend, like I was like, I'm not doing it because my luck is that he'll duet me, and I don't want that. I just like
Yeah.
that was like my mentality at first. Was like I don't want that. I don't want Gordon to rip me to shreds. That's the nature of his business, and he will tell you when it's good, but he will never. He'll find it. You know what I mean? He'll find that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he'll find it
That
all
little
right.
thing.
Yeah.
So what was
He
it like?
does.
What was it like when you? I just want to like when you saw like the notification that Gordon Ramsay was the anxiety. How was like what was that feeling?
Oh man. Well, okay. So like he did that. Like he reacted like a month later after I posted that
Right,
video.
right.
So at first I didn't think it was real because so many people were creating these fake Gordon Ramsay accounts and tagging you, making it look like he duetted your video.
What's wrong with
So
people?
I got my heart broken. Seriously, I got my heart broken so many times by these accounts that I just thought it was another one, and then I clicked on it. And I was like, wait, this is actually him. And I was just like, shut up, everybody, shut up. And just like watched it,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the carrots, but like for me, like, I mean, he basically gave me like his first kind of nice reaction
Yeah.
after he was just like killing everybody on TikTok, right? He said the thing about the carrots, of course, but like, I don't know. I was just so I couldn't be more grateful just to like get that like little just nod out of Gordon Ramsay. I mean, as a chef, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I'm still speechless. I don't know.
His review on you, I think you went into it like very prepared. Like you knew that dish was gonna nail it, and I'm glad he saw that because like who cares what he said? I mean, the carrot was like, it was a point, but like you put up a great dish. If he would have ate it in a restaurant, he would have been happy.
Yeah.
But man, I think that's like this. That would have been like this life-changing moment for me. Was like seeing that Gordon Ramsay, with the blue check, like on my phone, just like him, like even recognizing me, because I made a video for him, the pizza one, and if he doesn't see it, he doesn't see it. But like even if he rips me to shreds, like just me being in the same like room as him,
Yeah,
it's just
man,
so
it's
cool,
all
man.
good.
It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, man. I'm still shocked by it. And also he responded to my comment in on that video, which like I've never seen him respond to a comment.
Right.
Because I'm like,
What'd
I
he say
saved
again?
these mushy carrots. I said like, I saved the mushy carrots for my mom, and he said, you do that to your mom, to your mom.
That dude's
And just that was just hilarious too. Those carrots were mush though. Like I wouldn't have served those in a restaurant. You know what I mean? They'd been braising for like 3 hours. Like
right.
I don't know, but like
Yeah, I never.
he had to find something.
It's funny. To be completely honest, like when I braise something, like I'll always be like taking the meat out and like I'll
Yeah.
take like little pieces of onions and carrots and like eat them myself. But no, I would
Yeah.
never. I would never put that as like a
Yeah,
like
you're
a
not going
veg
to
dish.
serve it, right?
It's
Right.
a little silly, but I think he just needed.
It's like
something.
Gordon Ramsay. Like anything he says, people are just like, "Oh yeah, where were the carrots? You
Right.
dummy!" You know what I mean? It's just like he just has that authority to like he can make any dish amazing or terrible just by like what he says. You know what I mean? When he's watching
Right.
it, it's just like that's his power.
I watched some of his videos, and some of his like stuff, like when he's cooking at home, they show him like burn bread, and they show him like spill stuff, and like
Yeah.
I'd like to like kind of incorporate that more into my TikTok, like I burnt the shit. I burnt to smithereens a pizza the other day. I got called into a meeting, and I was doing some recipe development, and I was like in the meeting, and I was just like sitting there listening, and I'm like, I just knew, and I'm like, oh my god. So I'm like,
I see that face.
yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I like ran out, grabbed the peel, pulled it out. It was black. Like it was like a frisbee. And I was like, I might put this on TikTok. You know what I mean? Just to be funny,
Yeah.
just like to show that like, like there's another side to this, and I think people would find value in just like seeing that.
They do, man. People love it. I don't do it anymore, but I used to post like bloopers. I did it for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I stopped, but like, yeah, people love to see that. Like, like I'm never nailing it, man. Like I'll say a line like sometimes 12, 15 times, and then I'm like, like getting frustrated. Like,
Yep.
it's like, it's not easy. You know what I mean?
I know my voiceovers. So I do like voiceovers, and I'm like, I like say something, and then I like stop and I'm like, fucking I like freaked out, and then I would go back. I'm like, I love pizza. It's just like so funny.
Yeah. Dude, voiceovers are hard, man. Like I'm so bad at them. Like it'll take me an hour to voice over like a 20-second video because like I don't know.
You do a lot of your stuff live too, like while you're cooking, or
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do many voiceovers, but it's also like what TikTok recognizes me for.
Yeah. Like
I don't have anything against voiceovers. I think like they make good videos too, but like it's just not like my thing. So like why would I switch? You know what I mean? Or flip flop back and forth when I can just like just pick a lane. You know what I mean? And go kind of thing.
I agree 100% because I pretty much only do voiceovers, and if I don't do voiceovers, because I'm also in a professional kitchen, there's a hood fan, people are yelling at me and just like,
oh yeah,
shit.
You have to, yeah,
right.
You have to,
and
sure,
and like there's just clanging and it's just wild, and then but then I was like, well, how can I make this like interesting? So I like will like tell a story, or I'll. You know what I mean? Like, I'll try to be a little bit more than just like put this in the oven at 450 degrees, because.
No, you're great at that, man. You're one of the best on TikTok where you put the storytelling element is really for reals. And like, I think people really connect with that. Like I used to do more of it, but I don't know why, but I just don't like, I'm just trying to make my videos as short as possible. So I end up just like getting straight to the point, but
yeah,
it's tough.
Well, it's interesting. It's just like being a chef in a restaurant. Like you want to pick. There's a fine line between picking what you think will work and what you want to do. And like for me, like many creators have told me, like this is what will work every time. Just cook a steak every time, or do this, or make your video short, or whatever. And then I'm like, yeah, I want it to work, but also like I want to do my thing. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, I want
Yeah.
my thing to work. So it's just like hard to. It's just like a just like being a chef or probably anything in this world. It's you got to figure out what your lane is a little bit.
Yeah, we were just finding what works for you, and like you've seen like low carb state of mind. She's what's her name, Jackie. She
Yeah,
just does these awesome voiceovers and storytelling, kind of like you do, like talking about her weight loss journey or something as she's like cooking a recipe, and
yeah,
like she is exploding like that because I think like
huge.
she's really consistent like with how she makes the videos and tells the stories, and like there's
That's
something to that because
yeah. She's big and like getting huge. Like her views are incredible. And then like the same thing. Like I think with like the Golden Balance, like sometimes like he's got like the most approachable food I think on TikTok because he's not
yeah
from the chef realm, and I think that almost sometimes gives him an advantage of like sometimes like I put garlic confit on something and then like I don't think to tell anybody what that was, and then they'll be like, "You just put a whole
yeah
loaf of or a whole clove of garlic on there," and I'm like, "Oh, it's braised, it's and then but like he's just got that like he's like in there, you know what I mean? He's like in the trenches as
yeah
like a guy who eats at home, and
yeah.
he's a killer. I love that dude.
Yeah, man, he's like such a natural cook too. Like his food just looks tasty.
Oh,
You're just like, oh,
incredible.
I would eat that. Like, ooh, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, I know, and he like made
Cajun, man, give that man some Cajun seasoning. We gotta send him.
yeah, he did like crepes at home the other day. He did like a crepe Crunchwrap Supreme, which is like just a stuffed crepe or whatever, but it looked like incredible, like something you'd get at a restaurant. And he was
Yeah,
so humble. He came on here. He was so incredibly humble. He's only like 23 years old or something. And he was just like,
yeah,
"Yeah, I'm just a home cook." I'm like, "Shut up." He's just like so
yeah,
incredibly humble.
yeah. No, he's an amazing cook, man. Like, and just to learn, learn that by himself. Like, I don't think he worked in, like, he just cooks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And just got good at it.
yeah.
There's a lot of home cooks out there that are killers, man. Like the way I see it, like chefs, like we have a real broad understanding of food and we may specialize in like certain areas, but like those home cooks, like they'll have like this chicken wing recipe that is so killer that you've never seen. Like they'll have like they specialize in certain things
It's
and they get
wild.
really good at it,
Yeah,
right?
and it's not only that, but like for me, I I never in my whole career cooked Indian food. I've never cooked like as a profession, like professionally, like most Asian foods. Like I worked in French restaurants or Italian restaurants, and it's really all I. So
Me too.
I
Yeah,
see
me
like these
too.
guys like coming out like cooking like butter chicken or stuff and
Hmm.
I'm like, what even is he doing? So it's just
Yeah,
like cool to see like these guys like they go and like just like find a recipe or it's a family recipe maybe or something. It's just like cool to see that. I'm like I like take a step back. I'm like I like this tunnel vision. Like I've just been cooking like two things for 100 years. It's just
yeah.
funny.
There's a lot of culture out there, a lot of food. I mean, it's like yeah, like I did mostly like French and Italian too. So like at home I would cook like I love cooking Indian food or like Thai food, like
Yeah,
Japanese food. Just because like I'm not gonna go home and like cook a dish that like I'd be making in a restaurant all the time. You know what I mean? I want to
yeah.
like try something that's I don't know, just like yeah. Indian food is so good. It's so good. Like man, I don't really have any good Indian food here, like where I can go out. I don't know if you do, but like
No,
if you find
well,
a
we
really good
probably
Indian
we
restaurant.
probably do, but I grew up in tiny town, a tiny town, Italian family, Italian relatives. Everybody's Italian in my town, and we just grew up eating like Italian American food. And then
Yeah.
I never really even like heard of curry or seen any type of these like ethnic foods until I went to culinary school. And then I was kind of like, I don't really like it smells weird or whatever. I just like wasn't into it. And then
Yeah.
like I my first real experience was like when I moved to West Virginia, and I worked at this super prestigious resort, and it was amazing because they did. Uh, it was like always very very high level French chefs cooking Southern food. So it was like
Mm.
the amazing classical preparations of fried chicken with grits. It was like a
Yeah.
really cool fusion that's not really even a fusion. It's just it's just the way they did it. and then I was like, okay, this is really cool. Like grits, you know, you know what I mean? Like getting exposed to
Yeah,
this.
man. They know how to cook down there for sure.
100%. And then I moved to Southern California, and it was like, oh my God, like this is like what real fresh food was. You know what I mean? It was like amazing going to LA and stuff like that and seeing like these restaurants. It was like incredible.
Yeah, like just California, like I mean that's where I grew up like from the time I was like 11 to 20. It's the most time I've spent in one place so far, and just like being a chef there and just like the products like just when you leave, like you just don't get the access to, like, I mean, the amazing dairy and seafood, and the produce is insane, you know, wild mushrooms, everything just like is crazy good.
Have you
And I'm in the mountains now. It sucks, man. I went to LA. I almost cried when I looked at the seafood department of Whole Foods.
I know.
I'm like, I can't go back, dude. It's like, this is tough.
I can imagine. Have you spent time in New York at all?
I went there for like one day.
New York
just
City?
like one day. Yeah.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
we got to get you out to Buffalo. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Buffalo, man.
Buffalo, New York is like this odd spot. It's just like it's like it's hard to explain almost. It's like a really rural community in a city.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Okay.
It's like have like the same values and stuff as like small town living, and like the same like food and culture as like small town living, but it's like kind of hustling and bustling as like it's kind of interesting. I think it's an amazing place. It's my hometown, so but man, you can't get wings. You can't get wings. Like I see people on TikTok. Here's just like a little advice, like for anybody who's ever like watching TikToks, like just fry the wings. You don't need to marinate them. You don't need to coat them in starch and stuff like that. Like Buffalo, New York invented wings, and it was just frying them and putting them in Frank's Red Hot sauce and butter. It's so simple.
So what do you guys do? Do you fry them twice, or
no?
Like what's your process?
You just fry them.
Straight fry them once.
Yeah.
Just like for what, like 6 minutes or something like that? How long?
No,
do you cook them?
like 18 minutes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay.
So wings have to be crispy. Crisp, like
yeah.
In if there was a pie chart and it's juicy and crispy, crispy's way more important.
Yeah.
So like you would sacrifice a little bit of like juicy to get crispy. You know what I mean? Cause like,
and then you cover it in sauce anyway, right? So your mouth, you get all the moisture back in
100%,
sauce,
100%,
blue cheese.
Yeah. So you want it like I think the best wings that I can make, I cut the butter out and I emulsify the Frank's Red Hot sauce with blue cheese dressing. But classically, you just take basically like equal parts butter and Frank's Red Hot sauce and like emulsify it, like, you know, so it's like a butter sauce. So
cold butter and Frank's, so the wings heat up the sauce, or how does that? You put in cold?
You would like, for instance, like Buffalo, like we would make like a gallon of sauce at a time, and there's not just like Buffalo wings; it's hot, medium, mild out here. So you'd take like, you know what I mean, like equal parts or whatever. Break it down to your sauces, but no, you just usually just make a giant gallon of your like sauce and then just keep it like room temperature.
Big ass bowl and you flip it up.
Yeah, like
big steel bowl.
Yeah, like I know like there's a famous restaurant out here called Duff's. They mix their wings in stock pots because you know what I mean, just because that's all they serve. You know, it's just it's just crazy.
That's
man.
Crazy.
We have like 3 or 4 like staple things out here that it's amazing how much food we go through out here. It's just wild.
Really, yeah. The wings, man. I can't wait.
Yeah,
you gotta come East Coast next time. Take an East Coast trip.
Yeah, man. We don't have like sushi and we do a little bit. Like New York City's obviously a whole nother animal, but out here it's just like, I don't know. It's bizarre. It's just a weird place, Buffalo, and I mean that in a great way.
Yeah. Hometown vibes, man.
We gotta get you out to Buffalo.
Yeah, that would be fun. I definitely game. It was nice to just like take a trip, go to LA, or anywhere really, man. Because I just had my head down for 8 months. Like I don't like see friends or anything. You know what I mean? Like I'm just really like just been cooking. So it was nice just to go away. You know what I mean? Take a little trip.
What puts you there now? In the middle of nowhere.
Colorado. I've got a little know. I mean, I'm near Aspen, which is kind of like a known
Aspen
spot, you know what I mean? Very like wealthy area, whatever. A lot of like billionaires live there. Only billionaires live there, actually. Right. I hate Aspen though. I go there to work and I get out. I don't like to visit. The place where I'm at is like much more of like a small town, cool, like kind of alternative vibe. Like people are nice. It's I
Sure.
don't know. Yeah, but my family lives here, so like my
Ah,
parents live here,
nice.
and like I have family here, so I've always had some ties here. But I'm just here right now. Like I don't know. Like I think I'll be taking more trips. Like I don't know, just places. Probably LA, definitely more, and hopefully go to the East Coast, just because like just to collab. Hopefully like
Yeah.
collab with people, and you know what I mean.
That's what I'm so excited for when this virus is like, when they figure out what to do with it and when to open everything or whatever. Just because, like, I just so many new people in my life that I want to meet with and cook with and just like collab. And I'm so
Yeah.
excited for that. Like I was telling, we were talking earlier, couple of us TikTokers were talking about, there's so many amazing TikTokers in PA, Pennsylvania. So I want to take like a PA like road trip and go see all of them. I gotta give
I know.
I gotta
Hopefully
give.
when
Sorry.
Co-
What'd you say?
Go for it. Go for it. No, go for it. Go ahead.
I gotta give a shout out to this guy. His name is the Godfather of Meat. He's like one of my favorite TikTokers. I'll send you his link or like later.
Yeah, send me his profile.
He's just like this, like if you picture a dude from Philly, this is him. He's just like the most like coolest, nicest, like thick ass Philly accent, just cooking Philly cheesesteaks every day, and just like he's so awesome, man. I love this dude. He's
I think I might have followed him recently. I don't know. It sounds like someone
I can't like do
found,
impressions
but
or whatever, but he's just like cooking cheesesteaks today on the Blackstone. Like it's just bizarre. Like it's just so cool. Like I love it. I love this dude. Like he's like so like wholesome or whatever. It's just like another like like go Eagles. It's just so cool. Like I love that guy.
Yeah.
But there's so many TikTokers that I just like. I'm just big huge fans of, and that's why it's so cool to be a part of it.
Me too, man. Just earlier, I was just watching Shy Lincoln, Shy and Awkward Guy.
Oh, I love him, man.
Eat some food, and I had to watch it twice. I was just hanging out with him while he eats his food.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. And it's just like, I don't know. I just love, like, I just had a great 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
He's phenomenal. He's going to come on the podcast soon, and I'm so excited for him. And
God, I can't wait, man.
We were actually gonna do a cooking show too. Just with all the virus and stuff, it's just been so hard. But he's not super far from me. But he's just one of those guys where I was a big fan of his, and then he just became a fan of mine like really early on, and we just created like a friendship. But man, he cracks me up. That dry humor just kills me, man. Like
dude. Like the one and only. I mean, he's Shrek
impression. Did you ever hear him do the Shrek impression?
No, I don't think so.
It's just his regular voice, and he just is like, "Hey, get out of my swamp." You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, it's so funny, man. That guy cracks me up.
That's what's so cool about TikTok too, man. It just celebrates everybody. Like whatever your thing is, like you're gonna find it's gonna show your video to other people who like love what you do and have similar. You know what I mean? It's just like. It's amazing, yeah. Yeah,
but Sonny, I appreciate your time, man, and we can
no
go
worries,
for hours,
man.
and I'd love to have you back on, and we can go through more stuff.
We'll do a round two.
For sure,
round two, man, for sure.
All right, dude. Well, I appreciate your time. All right, we'll talk soon.
Yeah, it's been so fun, buddy. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
All right,
Bye.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.